Alrighty then, looks like we're live there. We'll wait for some people to trickle in. If they plan on doing so at all, that's fine by me. And while we kill a little bit of time here, we're going to try and figure out how the heck this interval timer works. I've had this for a couple of years now, hoping to replace using the phone app that I have, which actually works quite well, but it's just kind of annoying to have the phone out, especially if the phone needs to have more than one function at a time here. But yeah, we'll see if we can get this figured out, see if we can get some intervals programmed into it so that I stop cheating on my rest times. Oh goodness, I'm looking up at the camera right now, and goodness, my beard's got a lot of gray in it. I'm old as frick, guys. I have no idea how I managed to live this long. Let's see here. Okay, so those are the functions. I gotta hold this thing closer to my face because I can't frickin' see it. Let's see here. Operational settings, on, off. I got the remote with me. Let's see if this works. I can get this to work this time. I think I need to have this timer plugged in all the time because it's just every time I unplug it, like even for a couple of minutes, the battery just dies. Like, goodness gracious. It was like, I think it was like a $30 timer. And honestly, you should get better functionality for $30. And what sucks is you have no way of knowing it's going to suck until you get it, because it's, you know, of course, like everything, it comes off of Amazon these days. And, you can't, like, preview it or work with it. And also, why are there so few buttons on everything, gosh darn it? There should be a very easy, very clearly labeled button to increase, decrease, select the mode, power on, power off. Why does everything have to just have all these multifunctional buttons that don't frickin' work when you press them? Okay, so, clock display. Looks like it's just military time, and there's probably nothing I can do about that. Which is fine, I can read military time. Archer saying you don't need to lose 20 pounds. We just need Raptor's Talon to give me $20. What the frick? No, $20 is not going to frickin' make me lose 20 pounds. I've managed to drop 10 pounds so far. Now there's only really, 20, maybe 30 to go. I probably should weigh 190, but we'll settle for 200, and then hopefully by then I'll be able to afford getting myself an examination to find out what my exact composition is and how realistic it would be for me to weigh 190. Let's see here. Press this button to enter time setting mode. And let me guess, the gosh darn battery is dead or something. Would not be surprised. But we're not going to fight with this thing for too long. We'll maybe give it 20 minutes. Okay. Press it again to switch the hour, minute, second to start running the program. The red numbers is the number being set. Alright. Well, it is currently 11. 7. And let me see what the seconds are like, if this thing tells me. Okay. Six, 7, 8, 9, 30, and there we go. Okay, I'm a few seconds behind here. Let me see if I can fix that. Alright, and as soon as... Gosh darn it, I missed the mark again. Here we go. There it is. Alright, I need to lead the time by a couple of seconds here. Wrong button. Okay, let's see here. And let's make this go to 30, and we gotta lead this time by a couple of seconds. Like nowish. Almost got it. Yeah, there we go. Now I got it. Blood Archer, I really wish you had a higher IQ so that you could literally say anything other than skill issue. Like, have you ever considered you might be really freaking annoying? And unoriginal and unfunny? What a sack on you saying I don't have any skill. Yeah, I'm not a gamer, but I'm about to do stuff that you couldn't do. I'm about to do more exercise in a couple of hours that you couldn't do in a month. Let's see here. So that's the timer. FC model. Fitness cease model. Okay. Custom timer for interval training. That's what we're looking for. What else we got here? Okay, after press the M button to switch from to the custom interval training function as it shows below. After 2 seconds of stagnation, it will automatically enter the setting interface. Shortly press the timer button to switch to exercise time, reset timer. Setting sequence is F minutes, F seconds, C minutes, C seconds. Number of groups is shown below. Red numbers represent the item being set. Press the power button to start running the program. During the running process, you can shortly press the power button again to pause. Other operations can be done only after the pause, and the data can be cleared by using the plus and minus buttons at the same time. After running all the groups, it will return to the setting interface. Okay. What are the... Okay, so the F is the fitness and the C is the cease. Let's see here. Alright, I think we're looking for the interval timer here. And there's a count up and a count down. And I think the count up is the timer. And the count down is the rest. Let's see here. What's this notification we have on OBS? We'll only give this a few more minutes. Okay, press the M button. after 2 seconds of stagnation. And we'll say 1 minute. Then press that. Okay, and the cease will be 30 seconds. There we go. And we'll do that for 3 rounds. And then hang on a second here, I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly. Alright, let's try that. And press the power button to start the timer. Now let's give this a test. Alright, so the first round was 2 minutes, and that is not what I meant to set it to. You see, this is why your buttons need to be clearly defined and serve one function. Because I pressed the wrong gosh darn button because your instructions aren't clearly defined, because you got 3 buttons with 3 functions each. God almighty. Now, okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to wait a minute and a half and see if we can figure this out. So I think what I did was I programmed it for 3 rounds of 2 minutes when I meant to program 3 rounds of 1 minute with 30 seconds of rest in between each one. Let's see here. So fitness minutes, fitness seconds, cease minutes, cease seconds, number of groups. So setting that, so it should have been minutes and seconds, followed by the rest, minutes and seconds, followed by the number of rounds. That's very straightforward on the instructions here, but I'm not sure it actually worked like that. So that means I must have done something wrong. Okay, and then it's a 2-minute rest. So that's incorrect. So let's restart this thing. Also, can I use the remote? Maybe if I put this here, will the remote work? Remote probably needs a new battery. I'll figure that out later. Okay, let's try this again. We want a 1-minute round with a 30-second break. So apparently if we go, that was the wrong button. Okay, so it's the mode button that does that, which means I gotta fix this again. Pain in the neck. Alright, so in that 17, 18, shoot. Okay, that sucked. Hate that. And make sure I press the right button this time. Alright. 1 second ahead of the clock, whatever. That's not a big deal.
Here you go, Brawny.
So it's
Enjoy
the
this
tip.
tip.
Mode. Okay. We got minute timer. Let's see here. Alright, we got 1 minute with 30-second rest. And this should be the number of rounds, which would be 3. And let's try that. Okay, that looks like it worked that time. Oh, you did? Let's see here. Ah, thank you very much for that. Let's see here. You know, I gotta put my right ear in, not the left, because I don't think I can hear the tip from the left. And let's see if I can hit that replay button.
Here you go, Brawny. Enjoy this tip.
Okay, that was a 1 minute round, and now it's a 30-second rest. Now the next question is going to be, after this training session is done on the timer, will it automatically reset? Oh, you're not late, Redwall. We haven't really started yet. I've been trying to figure out this timer because I don't really manage my time all that well. Okay, so we're on round 2 right now. You know what I got to do is I got to figure out how to put a timer on the stream, so you guys can see exactly what the timer is like and follow along if you desire. I gotta write that down somewhere and make sure I remember it. Yeah, so right now we're trying to figure out how to work this interval timer. And that's going to help me actually stay on time through the workouts instead of fighting with the timer on the clock behind me or, you know, accidentally taking too long of a break. I'll have this thing do it for me, which will probably result in a much more difficult workout for me, which is good because I need to frickin' lose weight. All right, that was round 2. Which, by the way, something's up on OBS because I was not able to hear that tip that Goji Lion sent. So I gotta figure out what the heck is wrong there and fix that. But anyway, I owe Goji Lion 10 push-ups at the start here. So what we're waiting on now, we're waiting on 1 more minute to see what happens at the end of the training session in the timer. If I have to reset the whole thing all over again, which would kind of suck, or if it has some kind of memory that I could just hit the button and start it up again. But I gotta figure out a way for you guys to see the timer yourselves. Redwall saying, I don't need to lose weight. I'm under 150 pounds. I need to gain weight. You probably do. How tall are you? Alright, there's that in another 30 seconds. And let me see what it does after this 30 seconds. I probably could have been stretching while I was doing this. You know, let me put both of my ears in and see if I can replay that tip and hear it. Nearly 6 foot at 150 pounds. Yeah, you are a lanky dude. Alright, there it goes. So it looks like it just started over with the same thing again. So I think if I just hit the power button again, it'll start the timer again. Alright, let me try replaying this tip.
Here you go, Brawny. Enjoy this tip.
Okay, so I can barely hear it. Okay, and then what do I do here? If this, I go like this. And then I'll go mode. And hit the start button. Alright, there it is. So it does remember. So I do have to hit a couple of buttons, but it's really simple. It's not like I have to reprogram the entire thing all over again. So, the tip, because I gotta fix that too. Get me a sip of water real quick. I had way too much caffeine today. That was part of what started me off so late here. Is had a ton of caffeine and it had an effect on me. Now then, let's see if I can make it so that I can actually hear those tips when they come through. Open volume mixer. Alright, let me... Oh, okay, so OBS and headphones are tied together. So I gotta be careful of that. YouTube music is mixed really gosh darn low. And it's still kinda loud. So let me try lowering that. Okay, YouTube music is now at like 5%. OBS is all the way up. And I can't tell if that thing's coming from Google Chrome, RTX Voice, or System Sound. So let's do a little bit of experimentation here. We're gonna replay that tip.
Here you go, Brawny. Enjoy this tip.
Okay, so that looks like it was coming from the browser. That'd be Google Chrome, so that volume needs to come up. And a replay.
Here you go, Brawny. Enjoy this tip.
It's not coming through my headphones. Alright, that's rough. Man, I had it set up before I did my first stream that I would be able to hear it through my headphones if it came through. And now, without me changing anything, it does not. What the frick? Alright. So, guys, if you send a tip to either ask a question or make me do push-ups or whatever else, I'm not going to be able to hear it right away. I apologize. I will get that figured out. I got so much to figure out, and I cannot figure it out by myself. So, I will check in between workouts. But, we've wasted enough time. Let's get to work here. Put that aside for now. Let's see. It looks like we have one cat on camera. But not two cats. We've only got one cat on camera. Alright, guys. Let's start stretching out here a little bit. Get these old bones loosened up a little bit. Always start with neck circles. You want to start with the neck and work your way down. You want big, wide, slow circles and really feel that stretch. For me, I notice that if I stand, let me put myself in front of the white here. In fact, let me zoom in a little bit so you can actually see what's up. So if I stand on a backdrop that you can actually see and just stand normally, you can see that my neck leans forward quite a bit. Now there's a number of things that contribute to that. One is my age. Two is that like when I'm not doing this, I tend to be sitting at a computer or if I'm teaching or something, right? But the point is I've spent a lot of my life hunched over, either sitting at a computer or when I was working construction, I would do I'd be working on electrical outlets or data outlets that were like really low on the ground, so I'd be sat on the ground, I'd be working it like this, right? So I probably need to start seeing a chiropractor again to really get my posture fixed. And another thing I need to start doing is going to like the threshold of a door, right? Something like this. And let's see if there's a way that I can do this that you guys will be able to see really well. And we'll zoom in as much as I can here. And let's see, is there a better angle? Okay, so what you do, and this isn't great, but it should demonstrate the concept to a certain degree, is you put your backside up against like the threshold of a door or another room or something, and you grab onto it, and you just try to press your whole spine up against it like this, look up. And this is a stretch that you got to do to help your posture. You want to get your, heels. Heels are important too. You get your heels up there. Press your butt up against it, your heels, try to push your legs up against it, and just straighten out your spine against that threshold as much as possible. Now this is a stretch where you're using the threshold as a guide, and this, if you can hold this for 30 seconds a few times a day, it should help you straighten up your posture so that, there we go, even just doing that for a few seconds right there straightened up my neck a little bit. And that's going to prevent issues in the future there. Let's see here. Goji Line saying, I see two cats. Oh, well, you probably don't see any right now, but let's see here. Oh, there's just barely one cat basking in the sunlight there. Now let's see if I can, where's the button? Where's the button? There it is. If I lower the exposure, yeah, there he is. Now we see a cat. Oh, he's got a spot on his belly he's got to lick. Bow to the feline overlords. Ha ha! I'm very glad that I bought a camera that can do that. Alright, let's see here. Crack those knees back into place. Crack these hips back into place. There we go. Alicia, how you doing today? I'm going to very slowly open everything up. These streams are like 2 hours, 2.5, almost 3 hours sometimes. And it's largely because I take forever to stretch, and then I gotta do like 30 minutes of kata before I do anything else. There we go. Maybe I wouldn't be so exhausted and pressed for time if I warmed up before I turned the stream on. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should warm up before I turn the stream on. Or maybe I should make sure that you guys warm up with me so that you don't injure yourselves. Or that you're, at the very least, you're less likely to injure yourselves. There we go. Would you guys believe that I'm still sort of feeling those high knees and butt kicks, those 300 that I did on Wednesday of last week? Let's see here. Let's get a little bit of lumbar and hamstring stretch in with toe touches. Hang on. There we go. Oh yeah, stiff as a board today, boys. Probably dehydrated from 350 milligrams of caffeine before the stream. Slam this flavored water. Lubricate the joints a little bit. There we go. Reverse. Get these shoulders and chest muscles opened up. Let's see here. Oh, that cat ain't working out right now. That cat is just... Hang on. He is just out of frame, grooming himself. There we go. And today we are fundraising. Today we are fundraising to help me meet my bills. Haha! Today we are fundraising to get me some frickin' LASIK surgery so I can actually see the chat from a distance. Or at the very least, maybe buy a monitor that I can stick up on the top of the room there and make it easier to see. Or maybe we just knock this whole room down and rebuild it to a proper size. 10-foot ceiling, 7 feet wider that way. Maybe even 10 feet wider that way. And that way I can actually get serious about the kata when I do it instead of having to cheat all my movements and be careful about ceilings. Oh, goodness gracious. Hamstrings are not having it today, boys. There we go. Get these toes touched. There we go, there we go. There we go. Let's get this pretzel stretch. There we go. All right. Now for the splits. There we go. That feels good. Open up those hips a bit. They're still tight today, though. They are very, very tight today. Alright, that's good for now. Whew. Let's see what we got here on chat. Haha, Ring Fit Adventure, yep. Can't wait to try it. It's going to require a setup that's a little beyond my technical knowledge, but I would love to try that game. I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, sorry about that. Definitely had way too much liquid before the stream today. Now then. Let's see here. I think I'll raise the volume on the music just slightly. There we go. Woohoo! The Determination song. One of, frankly, several on this playlist, but whatever. Tell me in the chat while I do this, what looks better on the camera? Because last week I wore my regular whites for pants, and now I'm wearing, like, these are karate pants too, but they're black with white stripes. So what looks better on camera? The whites or the blacks? Now, what I should do is wear something like red or blue, something a little better. But A, I don't have those. You can't really justify the cost at the moment. I have blue karate pants, but goodness, do they ever show sweat. And they show sweat in ways that whites and blacks don't. So what I gotta get are like some polyester sweats, kind of like the sweater that I'm wearing right now, and the two undershirts under it. And as per usual, I should do Nahachi facing the side here, because Nahachi only goes to the side. Got to make sure I look and lock the stance before I move. Tell my students all the time, how many of you guys are named Matt Murdock? Nobody here is named Matt Murdock? Then what are you doing moving in your kata without looking where you're going? You're not Daredevil. You can't sense anybody there. Got to be aware of your surroundings. Got to watch where you're going. Not just for the purpose of the kata, but also imagine you're in a room with 5, 10, 20, 50 other people. Are you not going to watch where you're going? That's so stupid. You're going to freaking kick somebody. A beautiful bride, a handsome groom. I wish I was handsome, guys. Then my life would be easier. Well, that's what we're doing here, though. Gotta lose 20 more pounds, or I'll never be pretty! Bonus points if you know what that quote's from. I quote it all the time. There we go. Here's that part I keep saying is difficult to do in this particular room. Here we go. You know what I might do? Is on Wednesday, I might just wear my uniform. Maybe I might go on Otaku Plan and get a sweater that's a brighter color so you all can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Gotta watch these combinations here that my Hikite arm doesn't bow out. I gotta keep it tight against my ribs. Watch out for this jump. And of course I busted my freaking tile floor on the landing. Maybe I don't do this jump in here anymore. And while I'm here, I'll just fix this tile. And then continue like nothing happened. Get back over there where you're supposed to be. Gotta step back for this last one. Most katas in all of karate, across styles, will start and end roughly in the same spot. Su and Su from Isshin-ryu Karate does not. It takes way more steps forward than it does in any other direction. So you really got to make sure you, especially if you're limited on space when doing Su and Su, that you're aware of that space. It's actually pretty wise to start a few steps back from your ending position, because otherwise, I mean, no matter what really, you're probably going to end up a few feet forward of your starting position. One thing I definitely don't want to do is wear white socks out here. Because, yeah, you might see my feet better. You know what you're also going to see while wearing white socks? Every speck of dirt that I sweep up while doing these exercises. This combo right here is one of the hardest in Isshin-ryu Karate, and it doesn't look like much. There's like 6 things happening there. You gotta keep track of each one in the process of like 3 movements. There we go. Let's take a little breather and look at chat. Crazy whore, don't you frickin' lie to me. Alright, let's see here. But welcome, I hope you're doing well today. Alright, next up. The dreaded tower. Let's get zoomed in on that thing. Yeah, something like that. Kwumi wouldn't want to be that one tile. Welcome to the stream. New name. Pardon me for just a second, guys. Alright. Had to blow my nose a little bit. Now then. Whew. The tower. The tower is not fun. You burn yourself out. You're supposed to start with the more complicated, or the more difficult, rather, exercises first. So you end up burning yourself out on your cardio after the first exercise, and then you got to really just power through the other 3. All right. Oh, let me get this timer going. Count. And we're gonna do a 2-minute break in between sets of tower, because you gotta catch your breath again. Alright, I know I can't do 10 reps of pull-ups, but we're gonna see how close we can get. Okay, here we go. Seven is not horrible. Okay. Already lightheaded. Holy frick. Man, I hate being weak. Ah. There we go. Let me spin around. Get a little bit of abdominal workout in here. There we go. And drop down for push-ups. And there's 10. Whew. Okay. You. There we go. Whew. How are we doing out there, chat? Tell me the fun plans for today. What are we up to now? What are we doing after the workout? While I take this break, I'm over here looking at my my bench, and it's still got my bench press weight on it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can pan over there. There we go. Yep, that's still got my bench press weight on it. At least I think it is. Let me see. There's 425, so that's 100 right there. Plus two 20s, that's 140. Plus two 15s, that's 100 and that's another 30, which is 170. Two 10s, that's 20, which is 190. And then two 5s, that's 200. And then the bar itself weighs 16 pounds. There's 216 pounds on that bar. And I could be wrong, but it sort of looks like from here that just keeping that weight on the bar is bending it. It's probably no good. Alright, let's get back to it. On the rocks. Oh, let's reset that timer. Oh yeah, it took me way too long to get out here. It took me way too long to start exercising. It's noon, and we're not even through the first exercise yet. Let's go. Okay, that's good. Gotta remember to breathe. Whew. Okay. Holy frick. Man, I suck. Whew. Gotta remember to breathe. Breathing is the most important thing. Gotta keep my back straight, shoulders back, chest out, chin up, breathe. The theme song, everybody. Started my channel using this song. Alright, I am not ready for round 3, but that doesn't matter. Okay. If my heart ain't pounding, I don't feel alive. Let's go. Come on. Okay, 4's all I got there. 774 is better than usual. Still not good. Ha! Ah! That hurts. Okay, come on. Whew. Catch your breath, Ronnie. Get back up. 8, 9, 10. Ha! Okay. Let's take this over here and check on chat for a little while. Whew. Behold, the obese sensei, undeserving of his title. Half of it, anyway. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, there's been a little bit more chat. Redwall, how's it going facing that end level boss? Kumi saying that's a tough set. Seem to be 210 at least. I'm 220 at least, actually. After all that kata too. Kata was a light warm-up. I can literally do kata in my sleep. It's not that big of a deal. That Netro Raven, interesting. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Says they're cooking. Cool, what you cooking up? Alicia is working on her player sheet for Dungeons and Dragons. Whew. Redwall says I'm planning to play through Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom after this. That's pretty cool. And we got another bot in the stream. Let's get rid of that, shall we? Let's see here. Report. Spam scams, bot or tampering. Bots. Let's see here. Advertising cheap viewers. Submit report. Block this user. There we go. Corrupted. Says hello. Hello, Corrupted. How are you doing today? Redwall, so far so good. I feel not as good today, though I won't push myself Still powering through what I can. Yeah, we're probably just really waking up after that weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I did not make good choices this weekend. I gotta stop doing that. Steak for lunch is amazing. My lunch today is gonna happen after this stream. It's gonna be a protein shake with creatine. Alright. I think core is next on the list. Yep. 3 rounds, 1 minute core. Let's see here. Alright, let's go, guys. Ooh, yeah, my arms are hurting after that tower. There we go. One of these days I'll reach into the correct pocket for the correct remote. Let's try heel touches for this second round. Gotta stay on beat to the music. Oh no, I lost both of my remotes out of my pockets. Haha. Get these obliques good. Ooh. No stopping, no stopping. Come on, Brawny. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, frick, come on. One, two, three, go! Wow. That feels long. What the heck? It wasn't keeping time. What the heck happened? Ugh. Oh, what the heck was that? All right. Guess we're doing an extra round or two of core. Nothing wrong with that. If anything, I could use it. Get to the side a little bit better so y'all can see. All right. this way. Rah. Just some regular sit-ups for now. Okay. The heavens are covered with so many wonders. She flies. All right. Stomach is not feeling good right now. Oh, that last round was pathetic, boys. All right. Whew. All right, and that's that. Now then, let's put 2 minutes on this clock up here before we move on to our next exercise. Let's see how we're doing over here. Stomach's feeling a little nauseous today. Good morning, Filmer Brony. How are you doing today? I'm doing all right myself. A little winded though. I tried to cut back on my consumption over the weekend and I failed miserably. Probably undid all of my progress from last week. Redwall, yeah, you want to put a little bit more space in between your workouts and your meals. Probably a couple hours, at least. And that's if you have like a light protein-based breakfast like fried eggs, really. Fried eggs are probably the best thing you could do for yourself. Maybe a little bit of chicken. Nathan, how are you doing today? Yeah, do what's best for you, Red. Good feeling out your body, listening to it. All right, next up on the list, I'm pretty sure is kettlebell swings. Yep. Oh, man, I hate kettlebell swings. You can't give up your laughter because you're scared of a little pain. It's a lesson that the village never learned. And right now we're just waiting on a timer to stop. We're taking a rest right now. And once that timer goes, I'm going to hit another timer that's sitting on my desk right here. And we're going to start kettlebell swings. All right, that means it's time to go. Uh-oh. All right, that should do the trick. Wasted a few seconds like that. Hopefully I can do kettlebell swings today, because this is usually what ends up killing me. I wonder if I need to use a lower weight. I don't want to use a lower weight. That feels like cheating. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on, Brawny. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to hurt. Someone go message Pedals and tell her we're playing her favorite song. Come on. What is it about the kettlebell swings that just ruin my cardio? Heart rate is dangerously high right now. Yeah, I'm going to have to lower the weight. Feeling it too much in my lower back. Okay. Barely got any reps in that second round. Am I dehydrated or am I actually out of energy? Whew, come on. Yeah, anytime I move my arms, it's like a stab in my lower back. So I think that means I'm dehydrated. See if I can. All right, that's round 3. Oh, that was pathetic. All right, couple of minutes on the clock here. Let's see here. All right, let's take a little breather. See if we can rehydrate in the next couple of minutes and do better on the next exercise, which I do believe are monkey squats. Yep. Oh, that's going to suck. Something about the kettlebell workouts just take it right out of me. Plus, I keep hurting my lower back. I don't know what's up with that. I could theorize dehydration, not enough sleep, that muscle group is weak on me. It could be any number of things. Let's see here. Raptors Talon, hello, how you doing? Let's see here. Kwumi saying, you aren't the first MLP Karateka type I've ran into. Is it a coincidence? Not a hater after all, just curious. I'm not sure. I mean, karate is a very popular sport. Yeah, it's not as popular as like football, basketball, soccer, but there are tens of millions of people that do it across the world there, and several million of them are in America alone. So what I'm curious about is what other Brony martial artists have you seen? I know Jack's Blade does mixed martial arts. Boxing, wrestling, kickboxing, things of that nature. And we admire him a lot in this dojo. Hope to be good enough to work with him someday. That'd be really cool in my opinion. Let's see here. What swings? Kettlebell swings. Kettlebells are these things. I got the handle and the bell on one side, like that. So, like, it becomes a matter of weight distribution and how it interacts with your muscles. For example, this is a 10-pound kettlebell, right? And where can I put this on the camera where it's easily seen? This is a 10-pound dumbbell. They both weigh the same, but some people will, hold a kettlebell in their hand and say this is heavier. And it's because of the way the weight is just distributed. Has different effects on the exercises that you do with it. Now then. Whew. Monkey squats. Come on. Oh. Come on. Getting lightheaded. Okay. All right. Once I got a hold of my breathing there, it was a little bit better, but still, that speed was pathetic. Oh, goodness. Where's my remote? Gosh darn it. Here it is. Okay. Start that timer. Let's catch our breath, boys. Back straight, Brawny. Okay. Now that I can see straight again, let's check on chat. Let's see here. Kwumi says, I was invited to Kyokushin before by a brony. Really had a blast. Hey, that's great. Kyokushin is an amazing sport. I have so much respect for those guys. I fought Kyokushin a couple of times, and one of those times I lost outright. Dude caught me with a really well-timed middle roundhouse and just absolutely knocked the wind out of me. Couldn't fight anymore. And another time was a really hard fight with another guy who was a lot bigger than me. We went into overtime, and what kept happening is he kept leaving himself open for sweeps and throws, and I would get him, but I couldn't land the finishing point. I'll take a minute to tell you guys a little bit about that sport if you don't already know. In Kyokushin, let's see here. In Kyokushin, the goal is to knock down your opponent, right? So you can win in a couple of ways. The rounds usually only go to 1 point. They're 2 or 3 minutes long, I think 2. And all you're doing is just standing and trading. Punches to the body, kicks to the body, kicks to the legs, or kicks to the head, right? And you can, but you can't punch to the head. No arm techniques to the head. You can do sweeps, front leg sweeps, or outer sweeps, but you can't do over the shoulder throws. So you got a few different ways you can win. You can be dominant in the fight, clearly to the judges. So if there's no knockdown, knockout, anything like that, the judges will go, okay, who looked like they were in control for more of the round? Who looked like they were taking the better hits and dishing out the better hits? If you can get a knockdown, either by kick to the head or by sweep, what you want to do is tag them while they're on the ground, and there's your point. And in most Kyokushin formats, you get 1 point, you win. That's really all it takes. But the fights are so hard that point definitely matters. The other method is, of course, knockout by kick to the head or kick to the body. If you take a body shot that's just really freaking good, knocks the wind out of you, may or may not break a bone. That's how you do it. So here I am, fighting this guy that's way bigger than me. I landed a couple of kicks to the head. Landed a couple of sweeps, but he would always get up before I could land that point strike. So then he comes in. We're both at half a point because we've both gotten a knockdown. He comes in. I notice he's just muscling me down because he's way bigger than me. He can do that. So I decide I'm going to use something called a dragon sweep. If y'all don't know what a freaking dragon tail sweep is, if y'all know what a spinning hook kick is, let me see if I can demonstrate in this room. Spinning hook kick looks like that, right? Dragon tails are the same thing, but they're low to the ground, like so. Not the best one I've ever done, but I'm wearing sneakers on a mat here. I drop down, hit him with that dragon tail, perfectly timed everything, knocked his feet right out from under him. He hits the ground like a sack of bricks. Boom! I know after knocking him down 2 or 3 times here, he's just going to get right back up. So in the same momentum of that spin, I spin around again, and my intention is back fist to the body, score my point. I get him with the sweep, spin again, he's already getting up. I throw the back fist, a second too late there. Supposed to hit him in the body, nailed him in the head. Wabah! Right across his face. Penalty. I just lost my half point right there. Knocked him out cold. He's on the ground for like 2 minutes before he gets back up. We continue the round, and because I lost that half point, and because of the objective fact that he was more dominant, because I tend to fight defensively, especially against people that are bigger than me, they gave it to him. Very hard fight, very close, but people in the local circuits were coming up to me for years after that, going, I saw that fight, you won that fight, they shouldn't have given it to the other guy. But, I don't have the best fight record. It's about It's probably a little less than 50-50, actually. It's probably more like 60-40, something like that. Half of those losses that I have are illegal knockouts. Because I was a brawler. I got in a lot of street fights before I started competing. And then when I started competing, nobody ever told me the rules for anything. I was just expected to know them. But I'm always going into these competitions by myself, so nobody's explaining the freaking rules to me. So, you know, someone might get a point tag on me, and now I know where they are because I'm a counter striker. So they've already scored this point, but now they've left themselves open. Crack! Get them after the referee and drop them. And that's a disqualification right there. One time I clinched with a guy in a continuous fight, and I was hitting him with these hooks. But these hooks were so close that the ref thought they were elbows, which were not legal. So I lost points on that and lost that match too. And then the other half of the times I've lost, I've just been straight outclassed. And I'll admit that freely. I got outclassed. So, and then the rest of the fights I won just because it was like, what the heck was this guy doing in this division anyway? Somebody should have screened these guys before we got into it. I've been stalling for too long. I'm out of water. I'll have to get more. Let's check the chat before we get started again. Redwall saying you actually fight kettlebells in Ring Fit along with yoga mats as they can heal enemies. That's frickin' hilarious. Raptors Talent says I have to pay $200 to fix my car today. Oh my god, yeah, you just can't win with your car, man. You got to get you a job where you're not driving the thing. You're putting too much wear and tear on it. Louis Fitness says, what martial arts do you practice? Well, these days, I train in point fighting, which is an entirely different sport all by itself, and I suck at it. But let's see here. I train almost exclusively in Isshinryu Karate. I teach it. I've got a dojo. You can look it up. It's called brawny'sdojo.com. I teach, locally, rent some space at the rec center while I grow it. I do online lessons if you're at all interested. They're $25 a month. But yeah, I do point fighting as well. I'm trying to get back into the competitive circuit while I still got a couple of years on me. And, throughout my life I've trained in a lot. I've done Isshinryu Kobudo as well as karate. I've done Kenjutsu and Kendo for a couple of years. I did capoeira for a couple of years in gymnastics. I did judo for a few years. I trained Hapkido for 3 years. Almost got a first degree black belt in that. The reason I didn't is some nonsense. I'll tell that story another time. Let's see, what else have I done? I've competed in mixed martial arts, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Kyokushin, and point fighting. So yeah, I've been training martial arts in general since 2002, and I've been training Isshinryu Karate since 2006 or 2007. I can't remember. Kumi says, thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. Let's see here. Band curls, that's what's next. Gotta get these biceps in. In a town in Canterlot. Forgot what verse I was on. Let's see here. Let's see, what's a good frame? I think that's a good frame. Wasting way too much time. Blaramy saying this is exciting. How you doing, Blaramy? Alright, let's get these curls in. Still feeling a little queasy, a little nauseous. Definitely feeling all those poor food decisions I made yesterday. On Sundays, my wife and I do meal prepping. A lot of cleaning, things like that around the house. And you're pretty prone to snacking during meal prepping, and we really shouldn't be, so you get a lot of calories in like that. Oh, we went to a frickin' crepe restaurant. And I had the worst possible crepe there. I'm just reliving all of my shame here. I deserve to suffer for my poor decisions. So, frickin' fruit and Nutella filled crepe, snacking during meal prep. Whew. And then a pint of ice cream, because that's a wise thing to do when you're trying to frickin' lose weight. Oh, God. And now I'm lightheaded. Breathe, Brawny. I'll be better on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'll have had 2 days to work off the frickin' weekend. Recover from today, and I should be a little better off. Brawny, no! Brawny, yes! Die! Die, you fat sack of trash! Either your cardio goes up, or your soul goes up! You forget, in your hubris, that the heart is also a muscle, and like every other muscle, must occasionally be trained to failure! Ah! Lord, though I am not worthy to enter into your kingdom, only say the word and my soul shall be healed. Somebody find me the phone number and the address of whoever invented Ben & Jerry's fish food so I can frickin' punch them in the face. Alright, today's challenge, staying conscious during the band curls. Alright. Holy frick.
The Raptors talent tipped $50.
Oh, we got a tip. Let's see what we
Don't
got here.
Just fixing
Raptors
my
Talon
health
with
bar.
$50. Don't mind me just fixing my health bar. Alright, good to know. Oh. No punching people, you'll get sued. First of all, they'd have to catch me. Secondly, I'd have to have money that they could take. Alright. What's next? I think it's step-ups next. Yep, step-ups. Step-ups require our good friend, Yellow Bench. Everybody say hi to Yellow Bench. This is one of our best friends. He's always there when we need comfort and support. Which in 35 seconds, we're going to need a lot of comfort and support. Okay. I just knocked the label off of one of my kettlebells. Let's see if I can fix that later. Oh, it's still sticky. I might just be able to stick it back on. Okay. All right. That's enough rest. Grab my 25-pounders and let's do some step-ups. Up and down. And then up on the other foot. Oh, I forgot to do my calf stretches this morning, and I am immediately feeling it. Oh, that is hard on the shoulders after band curls. Keep your back straight, your chin up. Don't block your airways just because you're tired. You'll make it worse. Let's see those big happy smiles. All right. Whew. All right. All right. Breather. So, I've changed the purge valve on a car before, Talon. I don't know what kind of car you've got, but I was able to do it myself on a Trailblazer for about $80. And Trailblazers are tough to work on unless you have a lift, because everything is under the car. I had to do it in a garage, so all I could do was I had to like climb into the engine bay and reach down, and I was like 3/4 of the way into the engine bay before I had to finagle all that and get the socket wrench in there. Real pain in the neck. But yeah, if you take it to a garage, yeah, it's going to be $200. Because for them, especially if they have a lift, it's going to be around an hour of labor, and they're going to upcharge you on the part too. Now, if you've got like a sedan, like I don't know, a Camry or something like that, it's going to be a little bit easier to reach in there and change that. But yeah, 2017 Ford Focus. Ooh, yeah, there's your problem. You bought a Ford. You're going to be spending just as much time fixing that sucker as you are driving it. Last time I had a Ford, it was a 2001, wow, it's been 2 minutes already. 2001 Interceptor. And a month after I got it, the frickin' alternator went bad on it. Let's see here. Raptor Sound says, Bronny, I have a recommendation. Have you thought about getting a VR headset? I can recommend a fun source of workout. I've thought about it, yeah. I have thought about it, but haven't done it yet. There's a lot more I want to learn about those things before I get into them. They're expensive, too. So, for the same amount of money, maybe even less, I would actually be more likely to buy a better webcam. One of those, I know they have them, that they have like frickin' 300 millimeters of zoom, which is insane, and autofocus, and they can follow me wherever I go. I'd like that one. Let's see here. Infinitely cheaper to fix than a Nissan. That is true. Not that I know all that much about cars. Oh, before I put Yellow Bench away, we gotta clean them first. Uh-oh. I think I'm about to use up my disinfectant spray here. Yep, that's an empty can. Got just enough out of that to clean the bench. Remember, guys, if you work out in a gym, always, always, always clean your bench after your workout. In fact, clean your bench in between sets. You probably got to share that gym with other people. Don't just hog the bench for your whole station. Do your set. Set your rest timer. Let somebody else use the bench and work in with you. Clean it in between each set. We're getting very sweaty and gross out here. We got to make sure we're as hygienic as possible for the other people we got to share the space with. What's next? Reflex bag. Let me go get that. Here we go. Get myself to a space where you guys can actually see me. Dropping my guard on that cross. Find a better spot for this thing. Whew. Gotta buy a better reflex bag one of these days. I don't like this thing. Whew. Getting stronger, guys. Ooh. Where's the beat? But I'm just getting stronger. 'Cause 'Cause I'm keep getting stronger. Whew. All right. All right, guys, we're actually going to call it there for today. Took a little while to get started. And ran into some problems along the way that, let's see here. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, anyway, the only reason really being is that we got a late start. It's 1 o'clock right now. I do have a pretty lengthy to-do list of things I got to do today before I got to go teach. And I might have a new student coming to the dojo today, so I got to really make sure that I got a good lesson plan for him. So, sorry to cut it a little early today, but I hope you enjoyed watching me exercise. For those who exercised along with me, thank you very much. I hope you got a good workout, listening to your body. Go get some protein. Go get some rest. We'll see you again on Wednesday to do it again then. Get a little bit stronger, just like the song says. Raptors Talent, thank you very much for the tip. Goji Lion, thank you very much for the tip. We're gonna get there together, boys. Anyway, thanks again. Stay safe. God bless. We'll see you Wednesday.